Did accept, don't I?
All right. Good morning, Denali.
Good morning, Samantha.
So I'm excited to be here today for your little staff interview highlight for the blog. Whoop, whoop. I'd love for you to introduce yourself, share your name and your pronouns so that we know how to pronounce it and who you are.
Hello. I'm Denali, just she, her pronouns, and I forgot the other part.
What's your last name?
Oh, Weyer.
Perfect.
Weyer. Yes.
Cool. Awesome. Well, we would love to hear, like, first things first, like, we're all dancers here at DWC, and so we want to know what can you tell us about your dancing journey?
Well, I love ballet. It's my like true love of life and happiness. Brings me everything I need in the world. I know it's cheesy, but honestly, I thrive on ballet, everything, ballet nerd. I grew up in a small studio in Enumclaw. Sandra Hasted, she grew up dancing with San Francisco Ballet, and her husband would summer classes. He was her partner most of their career. And in right before high school, I did 2 summers at Evergreen City Ballet for their summer program. Because one of their teachers, Andy, used to sub for my teacher at the time, and it was a really small studio. Loved it, fell in love. I liked the push that I got at a more professional studio, so I transferred there, did all 4 years there. Auditioned with Ballet Arizona, did 2 years with Arizona's pre-professional program. Got injured, came home, came back to ECB for a few months, transferred to Oregon Ballet Theater, went through some of their pre-professional training there, and here we are. I stopped dancing after that. So due to injuries and everything. So I love I've gone through like massage and anatomy classes and stuff like that. And I like to incorporate all of that into my dance teaching and my own dancing as well.
Yeah, that's really, really cool. So what sparked your decision to join the DWC team?
Ooh. Honestly, I like I need another job, but I like being incorporated into the ballet world. And I thought this would be a really good fit. And the more time I spend working with dancers of any age or style, it's a lot of fun. It's a ton of fun. I mean, I was fitting a dancer for tap shoes the other day, and her mom used to work for Denali National Park, like the National Park Service up in Denali. So that was really cool. So we chit-chatted about that, and her dancer wanted to see my point shoes, so I went and pulled out my dance bag that I had, and I got to show her that. So it's kind of one of those like fantastic. It does, as a ballet teacher, I feel like that brings in a little bit more, I don't know, ability to communicate with families about anything, really. I have a better understanding of how to deal with kids, and yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I love that. Well, cool. And kind of in that same vein, like, what's your favorite thing about dance?
I think the ability to deal with any emotion that comes my way, I can bring it into the ballet studio in any form. If I'm angry, I can drop it until I get to jump. So then I feel like I can power through that. If I'm sad, I feel like my adagios or my waltzes are more like, I feel like I can influence my dancing and work through my outside of the ballet studio like emotions. I can bring those in and like work through them. And I feel like, I don't know, it makes my dancing feel like more. And that's really enjoyable to really feel. And then I don't know, I feel like it almost sometimes feels like a yoga class where you feel like relieved at the end of it. That's probably one of my favorite things about dance is it allows me to work through anything.
It's like almost like meditative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and then kind of on the flip side, what has been, or maybe currently still is, like your biggest challenge within the sphere of dance?
I feel like that question for me also falls with what I think a lot of dancers struggle with, and what the non-classical ballet slash just honestly just dance world is dealing with at an even higher intensity now is body image, and like, and not just like what you look like, but also like what your body is physically able to do. So for me, flexibility has always been big, and I've, you know, as dancers, and now I think everyone else in the entire world doesn't feel fit enough, or like they fit that, like what that perfect mold is. So I think that's been my biggest challenge, is working through that and understanding that, and teaching my students as well that, you know, honestly, like what you look like doesn't always, I mean, like 90% of the time, it doesn't affect the way you dance if that's what you love and that's what you want to do. Hard work can power through all of that, and dedication and love for the sport itself. So
Yeah, and you're kind of touching on it a little bit, but what advice or tools do you have for other dancers that are struggling with the same thing?
therapy. Therapy and
Word.
talking about it. It
Mhm.
honestly, like, whether you talk to your friends or your mom or your teachers, most of the time your teachers are going to have something fantastic to say to help you or give you even the little bit of support that you need to get through like a rough day or a bad week or even a hard month or a plateaued several month. Like your teachers can help you. And so yeah, I was like, that's what I like to do for
Mhm.
that. I don't know. That's my, yeah. Talk about it. Remind yourself the parts that you enjoy about dance all the time. And like sometimes you have to take your like bun head off. Like you
Mhm.
can't live your life as a bun head. You have to have other things that you enjoy in life. And I think sometimes ballerinas specifically, that's my specialty, I guess, because that's what I grew up like being. I think
Mhm.
sometimes ballerinas are bun heads, and sometimes they're afraid to take that hat off and put on the like, I love chemistry, or I love my college classes, or I don't know, I like hiking or reading or whatever it happens to be. I think sometimes probably dancers and high level athletes of one specific sport are afraid to take off that one hat and put on another, but you have to be able to separate yourself to have a healthy relationship with whatever you're aiming for. That's like your number one thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's great advice. So kind of on that same note, like what are some things that you enjoy outside of dance?
I love to hike. I love to snowboard. Um, Traveling is probably my number one passion. I think then, as much as I love dance, I also work to be able to travel because that's where I can go anywhere in the world. I can learn anything new. I love to absorb other cultures and their food, and honestly, just to enjoy being surrounded by something completely different. Um, so that's probably like my number one favorite thing. But quietly, I love reading. That's my, I'm not a huge TV person. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love all the like the easy to watch stuff, like like Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, like any of the fandoms, thrive on it. Makes me super happy. Love it. But reading is my go-to, like relaxing, hanging out, doing nothing else.
I love that. Very cool. And then kind of with your current dancing journey, like do you have any projects that are coming up in the future or any like resources that you want to share that you just want more people to know about?
Uh Projects, I guess I have a sort of ish project. I don't really want to like put it all out yet because it's starting this week.
Ooh,
So it
starting
starts
this week.
tomorrow. So
So
I know
keep
it's
your
super
eyes peeled.
secretive. Yeah. I've been wanting to join some sort of adult like dancing, like extracurricular. Like I just want to be on stage and be like learning choreography and stuff like that. And the person who's going to be working with this group of adults as like, I don't know, to dance, I was like, my biggest fear right now is I don't know if I remember how to remember choreography. Like it's funny because I tell my students all the time, like you have to practice. You can't just learn it once and imagine that in 7 days when we repeat this, it'll be the exact same. Like your body's gonna forget about it. It takes longer than that. But all of a sudden going to do it myself, like now I'm nervous to do it again, but I'm so excited. So
Oh, Very good.
That's my little project. Then it's my super secret project because
Exciting. Well, we'll wait to hear more then. Like when you know more, you can share it with us and we can get the word out there. But yeah, that's very exciting. Thank you for joining me today. Any last words of advice or encouragement that you want to share with our audience?
Happy dancing. That's it.
Yeah.
Be happy while you're doing it. Find something that you love about it and like go in with an idea. Don't just enter the studio like empty-minded. Go in with intention because that's going to keep you, I don't know, I feel like it supplies you energy throughout class, even when you start to kind of either get hungry or get tired or feel discouraged. Remember that the intention that you set when you walk into the studio that day. But yeah.
Awesome. Love that. Well, thanks, Denali. I appreciate you joining me. If you like this video today, please feel free to subscribe to our channel. There will be other interviews, old and new, being uploaded soon, as well as some other fun content. So thanks, everyone.